Move your big head to the side. Right. How's everybody doing today? Good. Good. Tired? So am I. Alright, I gotta do this before I hit the field. How many of you guys want to go to college? Right? Okay, after school. Alright, what do you want to go to college for?
The forensic wood splatters.
Forensic what?
Wood splatter hills.
Oh, okay. What about you?
Doctor.
What about you?
Marketing business.
What about you?
Basketball scholarship.
What about you?
Engineering.
Engineering. Okay. Well, basically, a lot of people go to college, and within the first 2 years, they drop out because they can't handle the pressures of college, the freedoms. You know, when you go to college, you have school and you have parties. You know, a lot of people can't handle the staying focused and on track and also continuing on their life. Some people go to college and get jobs and everything. But I'm here to tell you today about the importance of finishing college. For a doctor, you know how long you're going to have to go to school for after high school?
No, sir.
10 years. 10 years. It's 2 years for your associates, 2 years for your bachelor's, 2 years for your master's, and 4 years for your doctor. All together it's going to be about 10 years. You know how long you're going to go to school?
About 8.
About 6 to 8 years. Yeah, depending on if you take a accelerated course. It's going to take you about 6 years. What do you want to go for again?
Marketing business.
It's going to take you about 4 years for a master's. You on a basketball scholarship? Do you plan on joining the NBA? Okay, well, I mean, you're still going to have to complete at least 2 years of college for a degree. That's the rules. So basically, you got to find a pathway to finishing college. Because when a lot of people go to college, they don't, they sit, they get in college, they get somewhere, they get confused, and they just don't stay focused. So for one, before you get a chance, you have to map out what you want to do in life. Your first couple of years in college are basically your starter years. You take your basic English classes, you take your math classes, you take your basic college courses, which gives you that first year to make up your mind just in case you want to change directions. A lot of people are in college that don't have no idea where they want to go. Once they get in there, they get comfortable, and they forget about being an engineer, forensic psychologist. They forget about being a doctor, business person. They forget about it all. In another case with a scholarship, you can't forget about it because that's what pays you to go to college. A lot of people don't understand how the system works, and a lot of schools don't teach the kids how the systems for college work. So basically, what you got to do is you got to map out an idea of what you want to do. You got to have it to a point where you can go ahead and do how you want to do it, but you can be most successful as possible. If you actually want to be a forensic psychologist, then what you need to do is you need to map out a plan to get you there as short as possible, but the right way. Most people go to school and they'll slack, they'll just relax because it's an easy thing to do. You're in college, you have no guy, you have no parents around, and you can do pretty much whatever you want to do, right? So, what do you think is the most important once you go to school?
To get my doctor's degree.
To get your doctor's, right? But do you know what it takes to get that?
No, sir.
Okay, so the whole thing is you have to understand what it takes to actually get that degree. Most people don't know. Most people see it and it sounds good, but they don't know the amount of work that you have to put in to get that degree. A lot of times you can take classes in your own schools beforehand, before going to college, that'll help you out to get credits towards that degree. But a lot of people don't know. So, in a sense, once you map out that path, if you stick to it, you should be able to get your degree. But you also got to understand in changing times as well. times change, requirements change, right? You know, college and schools are more focused on STEM now. You know what STEM is? Okay, STEM is science, technology, engineering, and math. Okay, those are basically what the country as a whole is focused on because those are the most prevalent things that are going on now in the country. So, you know, the acronym for it is STEM. And, you know, more businesses are taking science majors, technology, engineering, and mathematical majors. You know, because China leads us as far as mathematics. China's #1 in the world. So mathematics is like the gateway to pretty much any job. Science uses mathematics, technology, and engineering. But you guys got to keep that in mind so that way, whenever you're picking your college courses, you're picking things that help you out. Okay? All right, so in conclusion, you know, I pretty much gave you some information on the importance of finishing college because if you don't, you know, some of these good paying jobs, some of these things you want to do, you know, might not be available to you. But don't always put your eggs in one basket. It's not the only thing you can do. You can get a smaller degree and do something and then work your way up. All right? Does anybody have any questions? All right. Well, thank you.